Hello and welcome to the first Hero Fix weekly podcast here in the Hero Fix studio. I'm Sam Townsend, or Sammy T, whatever you want to call me, and I'm joined by my co-founding members here at Hero Fix, Thomas Walker.
Hi guys.
And Ian Chin.
Yo guys, how's it going?
So the way we're going to work this, we're going to come to you each week with a talking point from the past week regarding the superhero genre. And this week I'm going to be bringing you 5 things that I spotted during the Civil War trailer released just last week.
In a bit of a Civil War themed episode, I'm talking about the Civil War Lego sets that came out at the start of this month and whether or not they spoil potential plot points of the film. And of course, the main talking point from last week's trailer, Spider-Man.
And I'll be discussing the runtimes of both Batman vs Superman and Civil War.
So a lot to go through, and obviously you can get involved at home by commenting in the comment section below, and obviously liking/following us on our social media platforms just down here. And obviously just tweet in, post whatever you think about any of the discussions that are brought up in today's show. So guys, let's get this started.
Let's go.
Let's go.
5 things I spotted in the trailer. Right, number 1, who shot down Rhodey? Now, obviously, the way the trailer looks makes it seem it's people think it's Winter Soldier.
It's very clever editing, but Winter Soldier's holding a carbine rifle.
Exactly, and he's also indoors. Now,
Yes.
obviously, Rhodey's like up in the air, flying with Iron Man. And all of a sudden you have that shot before where you've got Winter Soldier. It looks like a prison or a cave sort of setting. So it's clear to us that it's not him in that scene. It could be later on, but from what we know from the trailer, it's not him. Any people in your mind who you think it could be? Now, personally, I think it's Vision, because it's the same sort of beam that you saw come out of the Mind Gem in Age of Ultron. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are.
I don't think it's Vision. I can see why people would think that, and as we were saying privately earlier, Sam, we were talking about could it be Vision? We've seen Vision's beam attack in Age of Ultron. But from what we directly saw, it's only a small beam, like a very thin beam.
Yeah.
From what we saw in the trailer for Civil War, it's very much like a big barrel, like an actual big hefty gun. So somebody has gone like that. And
also with the Vision, it's like a continuous beam. It was more like a shot, wasn't it? Like a bullet sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to see. Ian, who do you think it is?
I think it might have been Crossbones, because he's got affiliation with this movie, because he's one of the... I wouldn't say he's the main villain, because you said that there might be someone else, but we'll go into that later on. But basically, I think maybe Crossbones has something to do with it, unless he's somehow managed to manifest his own way of getting some of the laser powers of the Vision. That's
It'd be hard to see. I mean,
Yeah.
me and Tom both agree that we think he's only going to be at the start of the film.
like the first third, if
in the
anything.
Wakanda scene that obviously we've seen a lot of set photos from. So I can't see him being involved in that scene. It is the airport scene, because obviously you see the airport in the background when you see Iron Man take the mask off. But interesting, could he come back later on? Who knows? Let us know at home who you think it is. As we go on to the second point, who is lying next to Vision? Now you see Scarlet Witch more or less using her powers to get Vision to his knees.
Yeah, subduing him.
Exactly. And if you look very closely to the left, you can see someone lying on the floor. But who is it? Could it be Hawkeye?
Maybe.
I mean, obviously we have the whole story and relationship between him and Scarlet Witch from Age of Ultron, where Scarlet Witch has lost her brother because he sacrificed himself for Hawkeye. But also during that film, she had a bit of a wobble during the fight scene, and Hawkeye more or less egged her on to get involved. You're an Avenger, you can do it. What do you think? I mean, it makes sense for her to retaliate in that fashion.
I think it would make sense. I think it's more of a self-defense, or the Vision attacked first. I can't see it being a malicious act, or he's just there and she's like, right, you're going down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it. From what I saw, it's not like she's trying to kill him or.
No, it's just trying to restrain him.
Exactly. I mean, Ian, what do you think? I mean, in the comics, they have a very strong relationship, Scarlet Witch and Vision. Can you see that transferring to the big screen?
I'm not that well knowledgeable about the relationship, but I think because like you said in Age of Ultron, Hawkeye was more of a father figure to Scarlet Witch, because basically she has no other relatives left, and because of the incident back in Sokovia, she's the only person that can look up to someone, and that's Hawkeye as a father
Absolutely.
figure.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Do you think we're right? Do you think it's Hawkeye lying on the ground? If you haven't seen it, we're going to have a image on the screen, so have a look. Let us know who you think it is. Next big talking point, Winter Soldier's arm. Now, I don't know if you remember the whole scene at the end where you got Captain America using that line, I could do this all day,
Yes.
against Iron Man. He's not afraid, obviously. Gets them 3 shots against him. But if you pause it at the right moment, you'll see a injured Winter Soldier lying on the ground without his metal arm, which is a huge talking point. And I'm surprised they let that stay in the trailer. I mean, what do you think this will do to the
Isn't
film?
it only like a brief thing if you pause right at the right
But the
frame?
fact that it's there, I mean, that's a huge part of the film.
But
Unless they're trying to put it there to make it sound like it's
yeah,
not.
they've got to be expecting people to dissect trailer literally frame by frame by frame, because at the end of the day, it's just more marketing for them.
Exactly. So what do you think? What will that do to the cinematic universe? I mean, he will be a big part eventually if the films follow the comics. But can you see that happening? Obviously, he'll need to get a new arm. But what do you think to that happening, guys?
I think there's more to his arm than what we think there is, because I think it might be a key plot to the film, maybe, because we'll talk about it later on, but something happens in a frame later on that could be part of why he hasn't got his arm anymore.
Okay, so we'll have to wait and see on that. I know it's on my final point, but I see where you're going with it. So we'll just go on to our 4th point now. Just a little one. Aunt May's house. Now, we know Spider-Man's in it. We're going to talk about it very shortly with Tom. But I don't know whether you guys saw it, a very quick glance at what we think is Aunt May's house, where it seems that Captain America is talking to Iron Man in the house, possibly trying to get Peter Parker on side. Did you guys see it?
I did not notice that, actually. I didn't notice it.
Tom?
How could you not have? It's quite blatantly there.
It's kind of like obviously there, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, we're not making it out that it is, but it's saying it is there. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing, but it does look very close to it, doesn't it?
It does look like a suburban house, and literally, from what we've seen in the trailer, it's the only logical explanation of it being potentially Aunt May's house. It's just a rumor. There's nothing confirmed, but it makes sense. Of Spider-Man being there, his role in the comics being a big point of Civil War. That's why they're introducing him in the movie.
And of course, Maurice Tomei playing Aunt May is also rumored to be in the film, so it would make sense for her to have her kitchen, Aunt May's kitchen, being in the film, wouldn't it?
Have Aunt May's house.
Yeah, exactly. So to have Aunt May, you need Aunt May's house, obviously. Final point, and this is what Ian was talking about earlier. Is Quicksilver back so soon? Now, you got the scene where you get a backhand with Iron Man against Captain America. If you look to the right of the screen, there is a cylinder full of yellow liquid or goo, whatever it is.
Goop.
But you can see a human sitting down in there. There's someone in there. But everyone originally thought it was Winter Soldier. But if you look to the left, he's actually in that corner behind Iron Man as well. So who is in that cylinder? Do you think it's Quicksilver to try and get Scarlet Witch back on side, Iron Man? Do you think he's trying to bring him back?
That's far beyond Tony Stark's character. He's not gonna Frankenstein monster Quicksilver.
But it would kind of link with the comics, because obviously you had the Thor replica guy in that. Do you think they go in the same direction with Quicksilver in?
I think Quicksilver, if he was coming back, it wouldn't be from a creation from Tony Stark, like as Tom said. That's not his line of work. I would think that whatever is in that capsule thing, Tony wants to destroy because it could be a threat to humanity, whereas Captain America thinks that they can save him, which is, in a way, like their ideals of how they like to work. Tony wants to make it efficient as possible, as we can see back in Age of Ultron, where he tried to destroy Sokovia, whereas Captain America was part of that plan, but he wanted to save everyone on the island before they wanted to destroy the Sokovia.
Do you think it could be Bruce Banner?
That'd be a different direction, because obviously he's in Thor, and we don't know where he's gone to. So
yeah, exactly. We don't know where he's gone to. He could have been captured and then restrained.
Interesting way to look at it. Let us know at home who you think it is. We'd be really interested to get your views on this matter. As that was the 5 points I noticed. Obviously, we want to know if you guys have any at home that you spotted. Do you guys have any more?
Nope.
Not that I know of, no.
Because I spotted them all. Let us know on our social media pages if you found any of your own, and let us know who you think these different people are, or what you think, how you think the film's going to go. Let us know on our social media pages that you can find just below here. As we move on to Tom, where we're going to talk toys.
And we're back, guys. We're here to talk about the Captain America Civil War Lego sets and whether or not they potentially spoil any plot points in the movie. Now, these sets came out about the 1st of March, so this is the information I've got from a Kotaku article, and we'll put the link in the description for you to have a full read yourselves. And they come in 3 sets. There is the 1999 Crossbones Hazard Heist, which is about £13-14 direct currency conversion. This is without any VAT or anything on there, so I had a couple of quid on for approximate UK prices.
Mm-hmm.
There's the $30 set, which is called the Black Panther Pursuit set, and that's about £21. And then the $80 Airport Battle set, which is about £55. Now,
pricey.
Yeah, pricey. Well, Lego's different when we were younger.
I know, yeah.
The Crossbones Hazard Heist, for the money you get a Crossbones figure, a Falcon figure, and a Black Widow figure.
Mm.
You also get a Jeep and a bike. Now, it's fair to assume that's taken from like the start of the movie, or maybe the beginning section when they're physically going after Crossbones.
Okay.
So it's a decent small set. It's nice. It'd be a nice way to get the figures, especially Crossbones, who, as far as I've seen, isn't going to be in any other set. So if you want,
I know. I'm interested to see how they're going to go with Crossbones. I mean, I'm glad they're making the sets and that, but I want to know how they're going to progress with him, because he's quite a big character in the comics.
And then there's the Black Panther Pursuit set. Now, obviously, if you look at the article, and I'll post an image of the set.
Yeah, we'll
as
try and
well.
get an image on screen as well.
You can see how it's obviously Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Black Panther. Those are the figures you get in the set. Captain America is driving a Jeep with projectile firing action for any of you pranksters out there.
Woo!
Bucky, the Winter Soldier, he's on a bike, as we've seen in the trailer. But here's the interesting part. In the trailer, we've seen Black Panther so far physically chasing, like on foot. But in the set, he has a jet. Now, I know Lego, it's literally you're there to create and imagine and build things the way you want, and it is, first and foremost, a kid's toy.
And of course, everything is awesome.
Exactly. But it's interesting to think that, could Black Panther have a jet in this? I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, we haven't seen anything yet. I know he's on Iron Man's side.
If he was on Iron Man's side, he'd probably have the funds and the resources.
Exactly,
He's the king of Wakanda anyway, so...
Yeah, and also, Hawkeye's been in all the films. He's always had some sort of flying role in each one.
But to be fair though, the jet Black Panther has in this set, really nice. It's a really nice simple jet.
Okay.
Obviously there's the sets previously that have been like the Quinn jets and whatnot. Those have been really detailed. This is just, I think so far it's just a nice, simple-ish jet. Looks quite nice. But moving on to what the important set is here, is the $80, the Airport Battle set. Now, obviously, a big part of the trailer and the footage we've seen so far is the fight at the airport.
It's a key scene.
So with this, you get a Scarlet Witch figure, a Winter Soldier figure, Captain America figure, War Machine, and Iron Man figures. Now, these are the important bits.
Okay.
A mini Ant-Man figure. We've seen in the recent trailer just that Ant-Man does get shot at what we think is Tony Stark on Hawkeye's arrow.
Yeah, that's a big thing from the comments as well. All the fans are going crazy over that online.
Agent 13, there's a figure of her in this set.
Great to see her getting involved.
And then there's Giant Man.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously being the opposite to Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Same character, same person, but Giant Man. He has not been talked about or discussed or revealed in any sense of the matter.
But this is the first spoiler towards it, isn't it?
This and the pop vinyl figures leaked Giant Man's existence.
Wow. I mean, I'd love to know why he'd need to go into a Giant Man situation. I mean, why would they need to bring him out?
We were talking about it briefly, and this has to be kept brief, but if the viewers have imagined as well, Hulk, Giant Man, what would be able to stop free flying heroes easier? A small but bulky as heck Hulk, or a giant man, giant man. I lost my train of thought for a second. Who could literally just be like, grab.
Yeah. You see, this is what I mean. I mean, this indicated to me that because it has been rumoured that Hulk is in it, and also you're thinking it could be one of the guys in the tank that we saw earlier. Is he going to be involved in some way? And I thought that is a situation when we'd need to see Giant Man. And also we had the advert for Coca-Cola a few weeks ago during the Super Bowl when Ant-Man was against Hulk.
Yeah, for one
And I
of the
thought,
small
is that telling us, hinting that it's going to happen or not?
I don't know.
Ian, what do you think?
In my opinion, I'll think because the Hulk is quite strong. Would he be able? Will Giant Man be able to withstand the Hulk's strength? That's the thing.
Well, he does get bullet. He does get bullet strength when he's turned into Ant-Man, doesn't he?
When he's tiny, he has a lot more. He has a lot more strength.
So So if he's big, does he like lose all his strength? He's just like
no, I mean maybe he gets stronger. I mean, who knows?
We're going into scientific. Like fully analysing the scientific principles of Giant Man.
There is different versions as well, so it depends which way they're going.
Well, if that does happen, I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it'd be great to see when we go to see it. In
the set, like I said, you do get a fair bit for the money you're spending. The Giant Man figure isn't just a giant-sized Lego figurine. It's one you have to build yourself.
Okay.
And apply the decals to and whatnot. You also get an airport traffic control tower, a little luggage caddy, but you also get a Quinjet.
Ooh.
So
and how much is that?
$80, so about £55. That's without any like VAT or anything. So I'd say it's probably going to be about £60 over here.
Lego, if you're watching, get in touch. Wouldn't mind a free set. Don't mind a bit of free sponsor in there. Just get us some Lego down here.
I used to look at getting some. It's been many a years since I brought a Lego set, but they're actually bringing out some decent sets of Marvel stuff now.
So we need to get involved. Tom, going to the biggest point of the trailer.
Spider-Man.
Exactly. And I was ecstatic.
Over the moon. Now, many people are liking the Silver Age inspired design. With the big eyes, obviously they've got smaller with the lenses. And the suit, I think, is more of a modern take on Silver Age. Also, we've got the black contours and we've got the web, what we assume are web cartridges on his hips. But obviously, the earlier design of the comics had the webbing in between
the arms. Yeah,
yeah, arms here.
You see, that's what I was hoping it'd be like Steve Ditko sort of version.
I'm glad they're not in there.
Oh, really? Why?
It would look horrible.
Oh, okay.
Because if it was cloth, you could tell it wouldn't be like very good. If it was CG, we know it was CG straight away. It's like, why are you putting CG web between his armpits?
But the thing is, it might be involved because we do. Well, there has been rumours that there's 3 Spider-Man suits in the film.
We're hoping. Everyone wants there to be an Iron Spider.
I'd love an Iron Spider.
The key pivotal point of the comics, Iron Spider being in Civil War. That's where Iron Spider came from. Because if I remember right, originally Spider-Man was on Tony Stark's side. That's how he got the Iron Spider armor.
He released his identity.
Exactly. And then he went over to Captain America's side when he realised, hang on a minute, I don't quite agree with Tony.
So we'll have to see how they go on in the film. I mean, Ian, what would you like to see that Iron Spider suit, or do you think it's if they leave it at that suit?
I think, judging by the way that he looks, the suit might have been funded by Tony Stark, obviously, but I don't know much about this Iron Spider that you're talking about.
It's an Iron Spider-Man suit.
It is basically an Iron Man Spider-Man suit, but it's got actual like spider tendrils out. So you know, obviously it has.
Oh, sweet.
So you know how Doc Ock has his arms.
Yeah.
Think of that, but like spider claws.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to see.
So
that.
it allows him to climb up walls, attack people with it, and whatnot.
Kevin Feige, make it happen.
Yes, make it happen.
Please.
Now, I was watching a trailer analysis the other day, and also, as soon as the trailer came out, within 24 hours, there was plenty of them out. From what I see, it is confirmed they are web shooters, not organic webbing.
Okay.
Because there's one frame, I think it's on the overhead of Captain America when Spider-Man grabs the shield. We can see Spider-Man.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, we can see him doing the whole, the web pose. We can see like a little black, like jagged, like lump on his wrist about here. Web shooters.
Okay. I mean, it adds a bit more to the story. I think.
I like it. It would make sense for the little like capsules on his waist.
Exactly, it makes sense, doesn't it? So I think it's more than confirmed. Really, you can see it clearly, can't you?
I wonder where he got the formula from. Maybe he worked with...
He does it himself, doesn't it?
Does he make it himself?
Yeah, he makes it himself.
Yeah, the whole point of it originally was in the comics, it's web shooters, is that his powers, he's got all the spider powers that we know, but webbing is made by himself. He designed and built the web shooters. He came up with the what's the word after recipe for making the fluid and whatnot. So it's all his design.
Oh, okay.
So, who knows, maybe it is like a genius Peter Parker again, and it's just Tony Stark who's giving like a couple of bits of tech upgrade.
Big things happening in Civil War.
So happy.
Tom, we're going to have to move on, we're going to have to move on to Ian.
I could talk about this all day.
I know, we all could, but we want to get your views at home, so make sure you send them in. As we come back with Ian, with running times as they are super long.
Yes, they are. So hey guys, I'll be announcing the run times of both Civil War and Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman. I got it wrong there, but
Batman
get it
versus
right.
Superman. Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
Jeez,
Do it in your movie voice.
So unprofessional.
Dawn of Justice.
Is that your movie voice?
No, I
Dawn
can't do a movie
Hang on.
voice, mate.
Dawn of Justice. No, it's like Batman versus Superman. Dawn
So, yeah.
of Justice.
Did you know that Civil War is running for 2 hours and 27 minutes?
Damn.
That's pretty long, to be fair, don't you think?
And
We've got midnight screening.
yeah, we're going to the opening night.
Yeah, but
It's gonna be 4 o'clock before we get home.
oh god, I remember the Age of Ultron days.
That was a killer.
But yeah, did you also know that Dawn of Justice is also 2 hours and 31 minutes as well? So they're both
yeah.
equally long.
It's
so.
not like we haven't done it before, let's be honest.
No,
So what do you guys think of the run times?
it's pushing it.
No, I like it. I like it. I think a film should be 2 hours, 2.5 hours, personally. I think that is the good time for a film. I've been to films that are an hour and a half, and I've thought, when's the rest of it coming?
What's the reasoning behind why you think it should run that long? Is there a particular reason, or
I don't. Well, it's just what I expect. I mean, I don't know. Just over the years, I've just expected 2.5 hours. I mean, I just preferred, like, when you go and watch a film, you expect to watch a good film. It's going to be long. You expect that. So I'm just thinking they should have the content. It's not like they haven't built up over these years to have enough content for that. So they should do it. How Batman and Superman are going to do it when they've only had one film, which is Man of Steel, to work from, I don't know. But
what about you, Tom? What do you think?
I just think they're almost too long. I think at this sort of the 2.5 hour mark, pushing it a bit.
Well, you got to think in Civil War they're introducing a lot of like new. I wouldn't say new characters. Well, you could say new characters, but
new stories.
new stories. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I get they're bringing a lot in, but it's just like there's only so much time where people are just they get a bit lethargic. You know, they're like.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
they're bringing a lot of stories into a lot of characters into Batman Superman, aren't they?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the same thing for Batman versus Superman. They're introducing a lot of new characters such as Wonder Woman, rumors of maybe Cyborg.
Well, there's rumours of Cyborg, but apparently there has been confirmation regarding the Flash and Aquaman.
Mm,
Well,
so-
Aquaman wasn't he confirmed like ages and ages ago?
Yeah, because we had the initial image, Jason Momoa, which I think he looks really cool.
Yeah, so it wasn't it like announced like we're talking like start.
It
of
was
last
announced
year.
like during production, like when it started last year. I
Yeah,
think.
it was on. I think was it Conan or something?
Might
like
have been,
that? I think it
yeah.
was Conan or basically one of the more popular American chat shows.
And obviously we've seen the set pictures with him and Zack Snyder, so he's obviously going to be there.
Well, in terms of the previous superhero runtime that was considered the longest was Age of Ultron. So when we went to watch it, it was quite long, to be fair, when we watched it, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, the problem I had with Age of Ultron, the action scenes were amazing.
Yes. Hulkbuster scene. Oh.
Yeah, exactly, but the scenes in between, it just didn't take me. I wasn't drawn. I wasn't like, oh my god, like so much information. It was like, oh, you're right. Okay, so to be able to get from this fight scene to that fight scene, I've got to know they're in Wakanda. That's it. When the next one, it was like, oh, so he knows her. It wasn't much to take in, and it was just simple fight scene, which is fine. But
it also
I want to know
introduced
what
a
the
new
background
character
is.
as well.
Sorry.
It also introduced a new character because if you remember Wakanda, we met the character
Played by Andy Serkis. Yeah.
Andy Serkis, who is actually the rival of
Yeah, Black Panther.
Black Panther. so
Yeah, I
that's
know.
another
And
reason.
his arm being cut off is actually one of the main things about his character, that he has
Yes.
a vibrating arm as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how he brings into it. I don't think he's in Civil War, so that it won't need to worry about then. But obviously, Black Panther started the film out next year or the year out, start of next year.
Yes.
I think when's
Well, Doctor Strange is out at the end of this year,
Is the end of this year. So,
so
I
I'm
think,
pretty sure it's the next one after
Yeah, I
that,
think Black Panther is next year.
along with Spider-Man.
What about Guardians 2? Is that next year?
Yes, that's summer next year. So many films.
No.
What are we going to do? We're not going to have any money over the next couple of years.
I've got no money to begin with.
No.
What is this money of which you speak?
Exactly. So, Ian, obviously, what are your thoughts on the time?
Well, I think Civil War. Well, for example, Batman versus Superman. Since they're introducing like a lot of new characters, I think the character should have more screen time in justification of how long the film's actually running, because you don't want it to be like a quick 1 or 2 scene cameo. That would be too rushed in my opinion.
So what I'm expecting a lot of stuff to happen in Dawn of Justice.
Yep.
With all the characters, because obviously we've got Justice League already.
Yep.
And when, obviously, you know my feelings, guys. I mean, I think it should be built over time, like they did with Marvel, but that's because that's what Marvel did, and it worked so well. I don't see how they're going to be able to introduce so many characters in a film.
They're trying to get onto the movie universe hype train as quickly as possible, and it's far too late.
Exactly. I mean, they could have started this years ago, but obviously The Dark Knight was doing so well. And
then,
they tried it with Green Lantern, and it no.
Yeah, and then the Superman.
Let's not talk about
Superman
that.
movies. They did good, but they weren't really considered that
No.
well in terms
Man
of
of Steel is still part of the universe, but
Yeah. People didn't really enjoy it, did they?
It wasn't taken as they thought. But can't really harm them for that. I mean, and it was a good first go, I guess, considering that was their first proper take for the universe, and it also introduced LexCorp and Bruce and Wayne Enterprises and stuff. So you have to see how it works out. Ian, any other points regarding your running time?
That's it so far, but also got to take into consideration the last Captain America film was 2 hours and 16 minutes, which was Winter Soldier. So that was again quite long. But for me, Winter Soldier, it didn't really go on for that long.
Didn't feel long, no.
Time flies when you're having fun, as the old saying goes.
And it was great.
It was great.
In my opinion, I think that's alongside Iron Man 1, that would be my favourite from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I think anything more than 3 hours and you're really pushing your time, like 3 hours, you need a break at some point. I mean, if it was me and a film was 3 hours, I'd try and have a break about halfway through just so I can stretch my legs.
Tweet.
Well,
oh my god, this is amazing.
Well, the average film time is like 90 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's an hour and a half.
I know, and I don't like that. 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I think it's right.
It depends on the content. Like, if you're enjoying the content and it's being paced properly through the narrative, it doesn't feel as like tedious as other films. If you've probably seen in the past, that, in my opinion, way, let's just say, overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Well, those were our thoughts. We want to know your thoughts at home. Make sure you get in touch via the comment section below, or get in touch with us via our social media platforms down here.
Yeah.
So, thank you for this. That was our first show, guys. What do we think?
Yeah, it went well.
Same time next week?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Same time, same place.
So we'll be back next week. Make sure you get in some of your tweets and Facebook posts and messages and comments, and if they're good enough, we will bring them up in the next show and probably have a discussion about it.
Of course.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
We want interaction with you guys at home.
And of course, any constructive or creative feedback is appreciated.
Exactly. So
Also, follow us on Snapchat, HeroFix101. Hit us up on the DMs.
So make sure you do that, because also we'll be doing behind the scenes of all this production sort of stuff we're doing, and also when we go and see films like Batman, Superman, or when Daredevil comes out next week, or Friday, sorry, this Friday?
Daredevil's the 18th, isn't it?
Daredevil's this Friday.
This Friday,
yes.
So
on Netflix.
Daredevil's this Friday, and then we've got Civil War towards the end of April that we'll all be going to. We'll be doing Snapchats throughout, letting you know how we're getting on, what we think of the film, sort of thing. So make sure you follow us on there. Guys, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Thanks
Back
very
next
much for watching.
time, back next week, and we'll hopefully hear from you soon. Cheers.
See you later, guys.